Steve Lowe, Geneva. President Obama has called for shared sacrifice. Give us your vision of what shared sacrifice is, which is more than just increasing taxes.
Well, I do think it's everybody contributing. It is. I'll be the first one to say this was another part of my campaign that we talked about. Is I absolutely believe our current tax system is broken. The idea that a General Electric pays no tax is wrong. That's got to change. We've got to reform our tax system. So let's look at the bill that passed through the House, and it absolutely does that. Now, my frustration is nothing has happened in the Senate. It reforms our tax structure, does away with loopholes that need to be done away with. I'd like to encourage companies to bring offshore money back to America. I also want to make American manufacturing more competitive with the rest of the world. I absolutely believe, as I talk with small businesses around this district, that if we can even get it close, like within 25% cost, they'll do business here because they're sick and tired of the corruption that they're running into over time. So if we can get it within 25% of the cost, we can, and I think we can do that.
What's the bill
we can help
number?
them do that.
What's the bill number?
Of which?
The one you're talking about, the taxes.
Oh, we can get it for you. It's our, it was our budget.
Yeah, okay.
So if you check with Andrew or
Paul Ryan budget.
it was a House budget that passed.
Okay,
What about tariffs?
Wait a second.
Why
Look
don't
at
you use
there.
those to make us more competitive?
Yeah.
That's why we can't.
Please show respect. I'll be around for you. Hopefully we'll get to you.
We're not gonna get to
Marie, I'm with Rich. Get government out of our lives, especially Obamacare. I support you.
Catholic Council of Geneva, I am a supporter. Thank you for your service. Couple of things. Rapidly, I believe, reaching the tipping point where too many people are getting something for nothing, and there aren't enough of us to support all that.
Correct.
I think we can afford to do something tax-wise. I know you're opposed to raising taxes, but I think there are a lot of loopholes. When you have a tax code that's like this, I don't see where someone who earns $64 million a year needs to be able to write off taxes and mortgage on his 5 or 6 or 7 homes. That can be limited. I don't think people need to write off mortgages on $1 million houses. That isn't necessary. The person who's trying to eke out a home, he needs that help. You're right. Thank you.
Good point. Well said. Thank you.
Good to see you. I'm Dr. Patrick Wendy from Oswego, and I talked to you last night, and I'd ask you about regulation. One of the things that seems to be happening as a theme in the Republican Party is to bash the EPA, and I'd ask you about some bills that you are concerned about. And I did some research and found out that they're not really a problem. The dust bill, the farm dust bill, that's not actually based on anything that's true. It's not going to change anything. In fact, the dust bill has been in effect for many years. And what was the other thing? Oh, the milk thing.
Speak up,
That was
Doc.
laughed at. The joke, that's a joke. I mean, the fact is that's never going to be an issue. Never was an issue. So why are Republicans trying to destroy the EPA?
Yeah, this question was why Republicans are trying to destroy the EPA. I believe there is a role, a limited role that the EPA should have. I just believe they've gone beyond what their authority is. I've met with the cap and balance or cap and trade bill that was up a while ago didn't pass, but now there's some talk that through EPA they'll just start regulating it as if that was the law. I think that's wrong. There has to be legislation on this. I think we have to know what our regulators are doing and make sure that they've got legislative authority to be doing what they're doing.
Well, they're protecting us, and that's what my concern is.
No, we're not.
Yes.
Hi, Mary Jean Bankman from Geneva. When I heard Warren Buffett speak yesterday, multi-billionaire saying that his taxes should be raised when he pays 17% and his secretary pays 33%, I think we ought to review that very, very closely.
You're right.
My name is Pam Werner, and I'm from St. Charles. I did not support you, and from what I hear, I will not. I will not. But my question is this. You said from your own mouth that just now, democracy is give and take. I'd like to know what you plan to give Democrats and the average person in this country to help them get going. And I specifically want to know regarding increasing our revenue in terms of taxing the rich.
Yeah.
Taxing the rich. I want specifics. I don't want one general thing. No politicking here, got it?
I have spent a lot of time looking at this when I was in Springfield. I first got elected back in the late 90s, and we had natural revenue growth. We didn't have to raise taxes to increase revenue. Let me finish. You asked your questions. And I'll be around afterwards if you want to talk.
No, I want
okay.
to set them in the group.
Say it again? Go ahead.
I want everybody to hear what you have to say. I don't want politicking, I want specifics.
Okay, so specifics, the specifics is I want to get people working again.
Yeah.
The best way that you can...
That is not my question.
Yes.
My question was about increasing revenue. The only fiscal thing to do, that is the only fiscal responsible thing to help this country is to increase revenue. I want to know what you are going to do. If this democracy is give and take, I want to know what are you specifically going to do for give and take.
This is a republic, by the way.
Okay. Specifically, I'm going to support growth of our economy because the only way we're going to get out of this is not taxes. I will not support taxes. I made that commitment. No, you're good.
I am Joni from Elgin, and I don't know if you know, but there are companies that are advertising for jobs, for help, and they also say, if you are unemployed, do not apply. So I'm wondering what you would say to a person that was unemployed about that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's happening.
I'd like to get more information about that. I don't know what that is.
Monster.com.
Okay.
They're advertising on Monster.com. And if you are unemployed, don't apply.
That's strange. I've never heard that, so that doesn't make any sense.
Why would you apply?
To get a...
Good question.
I pass. That's
Okay.
Hi, Randy. Sue Dialhoff. I'm from West Chicago, and I have a concern about certain congressmen, not present company excluded, traveling overseas as part of their job and then taking extended vacations while they're there. This is done on taxpayer money, and also the embassies of those countries have to support them while they're there in terms of providing security and in terms of arranging their schedules. And it takes away from their regular duties.
Yeah.
So it's just a comment I wanted to pass on.
It's a good comment. Let me just address this real quickly. I'm concerned about it as well. These are called CODELs, congressional delegations. I have done one. I want to be very upfront with you. One of my commitments was I wanted to go over and visit our troops in Afghanistan. I went over with our military to visit our troops in Afghanistan, met with General Petraeus there, traveled around and visited with our women and men who are serving us there. It was incredible to me just to see the sacrifice that they're making.
Yeah.
Some people have already said that. I'm so humbled by the people who are willing to sacrifice so much, many of them on 4 tours of duty over there. It's just amazing to me. But I also know there's others that do this every break, that they're taking a trip somewhere. The best watch on that, I think, is the voters. And I want you to hold me accountable. I'm going to be held accountable to you, that I'm going to be here. My family lives here in the district. I'm home every single weekend. When they let us get out of Washington, I'm back here. There's times where I think it is important for members of Congress to see a specific situation that we're going to have to vote on. Afghanistan, I think, is one of those. I think Iraq might be one of those, to be able to make good decisions of what's actually going on there, to talk to the people on the ground and the generals. But it's been abused. One thing I will mention.
5 seconds.
Oh man. I'll catch up.
I'll give you a pass.
No. Let's keep going.
My name is Kevin Bruner. I'm from St. Charles. I was wondering why it is that Bank of America, this huge bank, paid no taxes last year. I paid taxes. I paid a lot of taxes, and Bank of America paid none. And I thought I asked you that on the phone.
I kind of answered that with GE. I think that's wrong. I want to find out what happened with Bank of America. I want to also find out if the vote that we took back in April would have addressed that. If you can make sure we have your name and number, we will get back to you and let you know on that, because these are the kind of things that don't make sense to me. Yes?
I'm Maggie Bruner from St. Charles, and I heard you say tonight that you think that these large corporations do need to be taxed and that we need to fix the way taxes are done, but then I also hear you saying you're not in favor of raising taxes. But I hear a lot of people here saying you need to raise taxes on the rich people in this country because we are not sharing the sacrifice, and we've got Millionaires for America who are coming out and saying that when I make more money, I don't create more jobs, I just spend more money. So the trickle-down effects didn't work before, and it's not working now.
Doesn't spend
And
money.
so I think and so they are asking to be taxed, and so I guess I'm confused by what your position is, and I'm wondering if you're willing to be one of the people that says we need to start taxing not only the big corporations, but these people who are undertaxed, who make so much more money than the majority of Americans who are suffering right now.
I'm going to abide by my commitment of not raising taxes on individuals. That's what I've talked about. And you know, let me just tell you something. Let me finish my I only get 60 seconds, so I got to talk fast. But a lot of the things I've seen is not raising taxes on millionaires and billionaires, but thousandaires. And I talked to so many companies in our district. You need to take a look at this. That are small businesses hiring people, maybe 50, 60 people who are S corporations, which means they file through their own personal tax on their own 1040 is how they file. I don't know how you guys have your business, but a lot of people have S corporations, and if you raise taxes on $200,000 to $250,000 people, that is raising taxes on small businesses. This is the only proposal I've seen. This is the only proposal I've seen. We need to clean up the tax code.
Nobody's talking about raising it on the middle class. Millionaires.